So the giant monster universe is about to have a new member. To prepare for Godzilla vs. Kong, we decided to remake the video summary of the world history of the monster universe to bring you the most complete vision of all the series from the first Godzilla to King of the Monsters, and added a comic book extravaganza. Note that this video has been edited and cut and operates more information to tidy and more complete than the previous video. Don't waste any more time. Let's get started together. 250 million years ago of before Christ, world of Titan on Earth are more radioactive, 10 times more than today, and inhabited by giant titans. The titans are divided into two opposing sides. A party is a threat to the integrity of ecosystems, including Muta Prime, skull crawlers, Shinomura. The other side has a mission to control and prevent their expansion, including Godzilla, Kong or Mothra. During this time period, a giant meteorite collides with the Earth, destroying the entire habitat of the Titan. Push them down near the Earth's core for millions of years, to absorb abundant radioactive sources, millions of years before Christ. At an unspecified time, Skull Island is home to the giant ape Kong. Now face the skull crawlers emerging from the ground. In order to make a living, an earth-shattering war between the gods of the early Earth occurred, with the Kong faction as the gatekeeper, to prevent the skull crawlers from taking over the island in particular, and the entire Earth in general. 30,000 years before Christ, the hand-drawn pictures appear, and the first time the presence of Godzilla. They were painted on caves by prehistoric people. Thousands of years BC unknown, King Kong was born. The first Iwi people set foot on Skull Island and get to see the last two Kong monsters on the island. It was King Kong's father and mother at that time. Not long after, King Kong's parents both died at the hands of skull crawlers. The king of Skull Island grew up orphaned by both parents. In Kong, Skull Island, the audience can see the remains of King Kong's parents in this scene. Also during this period, early humans recorded the fighting between the giant titans like Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah all over the world. In 1100 before Christ, a group of ancient people migrated from Europe to the island of Japan, encountering an instance of Godzilla, which they believe is the god Dagon in their religion. Previously, Dagon was worshipped by Japanese residents with the name of Raijin. They saw Dagon fight Muto Prime here, or about the Japanese name now Jinshin Mushi. Dagon is defeated and was Muto Prime lays 2 eggs at him, but it still managed to crawl into the sea and swim to the Philippines where it died. In 1915, Albert Einstein perfected his theory of relativity and sent it to President Roosevelt. He informed the world that be wary of the research program of the Nazi weapons, opening the era of quantum physics. This is the first agent that marks the awakening of the Titans. In 1943, the U.S. firm USS Lawton was attacked by a giant monster. Bill Ronda, who appeared in Kong Skull Island, became the sole survivor. After this event, he was obsessed with what has happened, so Bill had voluntarily devote full time and the effort to expose the truth about the Titans. In 1944, 2 pilots, Hank Marlowe from the U.S. Army and Gunpei Ikari from the Japanese Army, fell on Skull Island. Here they meet King Kong. And not long after that, Gunpei was eaten by skull crawlers, leaving Hank alone with the Iwi people. On August 6, 1945, the first atomic bomb was used for war purposes. It's called the Little Boy that was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The impact and radiation of the bomb awakened the other Titans, a parasitic monster made up of a population of cells called Shimomura. They started pulling each other to up the ground to find food. To balance nature, Godzilla has awakened. Serizawa Ishiro boy and father survived the blast, seeing the giant Shimomura flying in the sky. His father decided to join the Japanese Navy to trace the existence of the Titans. In 1946, after deliberately covering up the aforementioned USS Lawton incident, the President of the United States at this time, Mr. Harry S. Truman, secretly established the Monarch Organization to hunt and secret research on giant Earth creature unidentified or Muto. The first creature that entered Monarch's control list was Shimomura. Also during this time period, Godzilla pursues Shimomura through many countries around the world. Since 1948, when pursuing the whereabouts of Shimomura, Monarch organizations discovered Godzilla. Also in 1950 the name was first Gojira, resident of Guam, used for Godzilla. These huge smog plumes event serious air pollution, especially in London. In early December 1952, an estimated 4,000 people died due to direct impacts from pollution. About 100,000 people experiencing serious problems related to the respiratory system. According to the hypothesis of the Monarch, this smog is accumulated from the flapping wings of the giant mysterious Titans. They assumed it was Mothra. On March 1, 1954, Godzilla chased a Shimomura to an atoll called Bikini. Mr. Serizawa, monarch and US government. In the name of testing nuclear bombs, they use this archipelago to cover up their true purpose, that is to destroy Godzilla and Shimomura. The explosion didn't kill Godzilla, but it did put Godzilla back into hibernation, because there are no more monsters to balance on Earth. In 1973, Monarch launched a skull mission on the island of the same name in the Pacific Ocean, to draw a geographical map. The bombs dropped both angered King Kong and awakened the skull crawlers. At this time all the events in the movie Kong Skull Island happen. The members who survived the quest. The surviving members after the mission include Captain James Conrad, war photographer Mason Weaver, biologists and geologists of Monarch, Sam, and Houston Brooks. Two members of Monarch, James and Mason, know of the existence of titans other than King Kong. In 1980, Ishiro Serizawa was revealed by his father to a secret about Monarch, Godzilla, and Shimomura. 1 year after when Ishiro joined the Monarch. In 1991, Monarch set up a special isolation area on the island of Isla de Mara outside Mexico, to research Rodan. This is a titans with the appearance of a Jonda de pterosaur. It is worshipped by the people of Isla de Mara as a god, with names like Fire Demon or Child of Fire. If King Kong is known as the King of the Jungle, then Rodan is the King of the Sky. In 1995, Aaron Brooks, son of Houston Brooks, decided to return to Skull Island, to gather more informatio. Here the audience can see. The transformation is very clear with the size of King Kong after 23 years. Especially if in 1973, upper lip of King Kong can achieve up to 3 hands of Mason Weaver. Now it takes about 7 or 8 Aaron's hands to fill the empty space. After a few incidents, Aaron has decided to stay with the Pipiliwi. In 1999 in the Philippines, Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, currently the head of Monarch, along with his right hand is Vivian Graham. The body of Godzilla Dagon has been found. However, one of 2 eggs of Muto Prime was awakened and moved to Jinjira nuclear power plant, nearest source of radioactive food. Here Muto 1 was directly caused terror blasts, destroy the whole city and close the cocoon to grow up. And Muto 2's egg bag is still closed. It was brought to Nevada, USA by Monarch Organization for Research. Also at this nuclear power plant, wife of quantum physicist Joe Brody dies, making him obsessed with finding out the cause of the above terrible incident.
Something killed my wife, and I have a right to know!
Since 2005 to 2007, a former British Army colonel, former MI6 employee, now switches to environmental terrorism. He is Alan Jonah, arrested in Pakistan when he was trying to break into the research headquarters of an underground Titans. Also this year, Dr. Emma Russell, bioelectric, and her husband is a PhD of ethology, Mark Russell, both fall into the sights of Monarch when developing a communication device between humans and Titans called Orca. In particular, Orca also has the ability to control Titans. 2 years later, the couple officially working for Monarch. In 2009, a Monarch team led by Dr. Emma Russell arrived in China's Yunnan province to study the heartbeat signal emitted from a giant cocoon. It's hidden among the Moth Temple. According to mythology of many countries, this creature is known as Mothra, Queen of Monsters 2012. A few days before his retirement, Monarch veteran staff Houston Brooks received the message of Sun. It was sent from Skull Island. This message motivates Houston to participate in the next mission of Monarch. In 2014, Joe Brody was arrested when he tried to break into a now quarantined Jinjira. Ford Brody is Joe's son who came to bail and give advice to his father. But Joe convinced opposite his son, and then they broke into the Jinjira isolation zone together. Monarch team is led by Ishiro Serizawa. Brody's father and son arrested. Muto 1 hatches from the cocoon, killing Joe, and it flies to Hawaii looking for food. In Hawaii, Muto 1 encounters Godzilla in front of the whole world. Muto 2 hatched from a cocoon in Nevada and entered Las Vegas to sweep. Both of Muto met in San Francisco and gave birth to hundreds of eggs, threatening the survival of the Earth. About each monster's ability, both of Muto can generate electromagnetic pulses, destroy all of the electronic equipment. Muto 1 is a male, so it has wings and can fly. And Muto 2 is the female with greater fertility and size. In San Francisco, an earth-shaking battle between 3 titans took place. Ford Brody and his army destroy all Muto eggs. Godzilla alone fighting with 2 giant monsters by atomic breath. After the battle, the ancient Titan King returned to the ocean to rest. Monarch is known to the whole world. Besides San Francisco event, it took the life of Andrew, who was the son of the Russell couple. Make them have 2 opposing views of the Titans. Emma believes that humans and ancient creatures can coexist. while Mark believes that they are a dangerous force and need to be eliminated.
You are out of your goddamn mind!
After the divorce, Mark Russell left the Monarch organization. After the events of the battle in San Francisco, Muto Prime is the mother of Muto 1 and 2 Awakening. Professor Serizawa, Vivian Graham, Dr. Emma Russell, and several other members of Monarch and the United Nations. They are people who are candidates for monitoring the movement of Muto Prime from Guam to Kyushu, Japan, along with their goal as Godzilla. After following the Muto Prime clues in Motana, USA. With the help of Emma Russell Drive, Godzilla was to destroy his nemesis once and forever. Once again Godzilla returned to the ocean to rest. In 2016 Monarch discovered the biggest titan ever. It imprisoned in the ice in Antarctica with sync alias Monster Zero. This is King Ghidorah. In 2019 Dr. Emma Russell and her daughter Madison. They tested the Orca device on Mothra. She successfully controlled this titan. Immediately the terrorist Alan Jonah rushed to arrest the mother and daughter and took the device. Not long after, Monarch successfully recruited Mark Russell. To stop the organization of Alan Jonah. They reached the South Pole but were unable to stop Emma in time. She activated Orca to awaken King Ghidorah. Godzilla appeared and an ice-shattering battle happened. Next Emma continued to awaken Rodan to serve her purpose, healing the Earth ecosystem which things are being destroyed by humans. She chose to side with Alan Jonah. Rodan appears and is defeated by King Ghidorah. Godzilla to rematch. When the Monster King is taking the upper hand, the Monarch wisely intervene to disrupt them. Unfortunately, King Ghidorah is still alive and Godzilla was disappear. Then King Ghidorah awaken all the sleeping Titan Deep Earth to annex the entire planet. At this time, Mothra reappears to help Monarch find the location where Godzilla is hiding to heal. It turns out that Godzilla is charging with radioactive energy in an ancient city. It's deep in the ocean. It's a kind of hollow Earth near the center of the Earth. Professor Serizawa volunteered to sacrifice himself to detonate an atomic bomb aimed to fully charge Godzilla's battery in an instant. After returning to Boston with Emma and Alan Jonah, Madison steals the Orca. She tried to calm the Titans but it backfired when she accidentally ordered all of them to move to Boston, including Godzilla. Here the fierce battle between the four Titans broke out. Between King Ghidorah's side, Rodan and Godzilla's faction, Mothra. With the help of Mothra and Emma, Godzilla defeated King Ghidorah and returned to being king of the Titans. It is noteworthy that this scene marks the arrival of a series of new Titans. And in the credits section of the movie we know the following important information. Monarch has officially made all research on Titan species publicly available. The history of human development is associated with Titan. Besides, due to the exploitation and suppression of giant creatures from our side, the Titans have rebelled. The breakup between the two sides did not end well. Make mankind choose to mythologize the Titans, to get rid of all memories of them. After King of the Monsters is over, the return of the Titans is gradually restoring the ecosystem. Monarch strengthened the geological research team at Skull Island. Namely Research Hollow Earth, a refuge for the giant monster. Also, it's worth noting that they also developed cyborg Titans here. But more importantly, the credits tell us throughout history, the Titan races fight each other for the top spot, including Godzilla and Kong. At the end of the movie, we know that Alan Jonah got ahead of King Ghidorah. In the latest trailer of Godzilla vs. Kong, these two characters will fight each other in the new movie. After 50 years Kong's size has grown to be on par with Godzilla. Bring a more balanced game for both. Viewers may even be able to travel with Kong to the Hollow Earth to get special weapon Godzilla. However, the biggest question is still, will the two join hands to defeat a third common enemy? And if so, who would this be? Did Alan Jonah use King Ghidorah's head to create Mechagodzilla? Up to now, hope this video has helped you to form the most complete view of the giant monster universe. Next, there was a whole manga called Godzilla Dominion. It was released just before Godzilla vs. Kong. The story is about Godzilla going to quell riots around the world before the battle with Kong. Video to this is the end. Bye for now and see you in next video.